Hi guys, thanks again so much for watching this. I'm Carlos Tanner from the Ayahuasca Foundation. Hopefully you've watched some of the videos before, maybe you watched all 9. This is episode 10, the last episode of this 10-part series that I've been doing on the lessons that I've learned from working with ayahuasca and curanderos in the Amazon rainforest of Peru. I'm the program director of the Ayahuasca Foundation. We've been operating for the last 10 years, offering educational courses as well as healing retreats. We have 3 different centers that operate outside of Iquitos, Peru, and if you check out our website, ayahuascafoundation.org, you can learn more about them. I want to use this episode to kind of review the last 9 episodes and try to put the basic messages of those episodes into more succinct terms and something that perhaps can be a plan or a guide for moving forward in your own healing processes. So here goes. That's why I'm sitting over here. I'm going to try to put some stuff up on the whatever screen. The first episode, I talked about myself a little bit and my history, but I stressed the differences, the distinctions between the indigenous paradigm of healing and what I refer to as the Western paradigm, kind of like allopathic medicine versus natural medicine. And the key part for that, for me at least, was the concept of empowerment, that you are the most important part of your healing process, by far, and how you need to be empowered to take the reins of that process yourself. Consciousness is such an incredible enhancer of the healing process. And so by empowering yourself, you are able to motivate and really take control of that healing process, or at least how you react within that process, which is also really, really important. That leads us to the next episode, which was about relationships and specifically how we relate and respond to the environment, touching upon the epigenetics, but really the message of that was about self-love and how we can cultivate more self-love, but how we can empower ourselves through our ability to control the way that we react or the way that we respond. Self-love is definitely the goal, and love is the most powerful medicine there is. So our goal is obviously to release the traumas that are preventing ourselves from achieving self-love. And so that's what we were talking about with regard to relationships and how traumas are deeply involved with our reactions and interpretations of our the events that happened in our lives. Episode 3, we talked a lot about perception and the concept that there is a divine motivating principle, a force that always strives for healing, and that it will always achieve that. It will always achieve harmony and balance and health, but there are obstacles in the way. And so if we remove those obstacles through cleansing, and cleansing our minds, our mental systems, our emotional bodies, our physical bodies, we can then allow that divine motivating principle to achieve its destiny and its goal and bring about health and happiness in our lives. So there's the importance of cleansing and the understanding that you don't have to heal it. You just have to remove the obstacles that might be preventing it. And that's what started getting into this concept of inner environment. And so that was the 4th episode, where we discussed how do we make it so that healing takes place at the highest level. And that's something that we want to work towards in creating nourishing soil for the seeds to be planted, for medicine to be as effective as it can be. And the most powerful aspect of that is consciousness and faith. Faith would be the term that I use to describe the greatest optimizer of our inner environment, knowing that we will be healed and knowing that we can achieve it, that we can overcome the obstacles, and that we can succeed in achieving our goals of health and happiness. Now, the next episode I wanted to talk about how, well, you can't just think that you will achieve it without doing the work. And the work involves sacrifice. There are things that you're going to have to give up, and the importance of understanding that and being able to be honest about it, so that you know where you are. And of course, the understanding of reciprocation, that you get out what you put in. And that's something that we talk about a lot. So that was really like a motivator to understand, look, you can achieve this, but there's something that you're going to have to put into the process in order to achieve it. And that's what led us to the next episode, episode 6, where we talked about being tested. And I was talking specifically about dieting and doing plant dietas, and how in the process of doing those plant dietas, it's common that you feel tested, that something is going wrong that's challenging you, and you're presented with an opportunity to demonstrate to yourself as well as to the plant spirits that you really are committed to this process. And so being tested is a great way to enable the optimal attitude towards solving those problems that we all have at some points in our lives, because you know that the growth you'll achieve from solving them will be something that ascends. It will bring you up to a new level of understanding, a new level of ability in your lives. It will all work out, and that you get a test because it's a chance for you to move up. You're never given a test that you cannot pass or that you cannot ace. Now, that led us to the next episode, which was really about the giving of those tests, and how nature knows all. Nature is the teachers. Nature is your guidance, your everything, and everything can be learned in nature. And then the most important part, that we are nature. We are also a part of nature. It's something that we forget sometimes. But all of the majesty and the magic and the perfection that we see in the world when we go out to a beautiful spot in nature and look at the trees or look at the lake or the desert or the mountains or whatever it may be, we are also made of that nature. We are also a part of that. And that same energy and wisdom flows through us. And so that's an important part of gaining the faith in our ability, and gaining trust in ourselves and empowering ourselves further. And that led to episode 8, where we talked about perspective and communication and the importance of understanding the differences of perspective, most especially with working with people that may have been an influence that you felt was harmful to you. Again, going back to the concepts of trauma and things like that, but how sharing perspectives is a way to expand our perspective, our awareness. And through the sharing of perspectives and taking on a multi-perspective attitude, we can see more of the world and understand more of the world, and thus achieve more through our understanding of how to get along with each other. And that led us to the last episode, which was about forgiveness and the importance of forgiveness, not for the other, but for the liberating effect that it has for ourselves. Ultimately, forgiveness is about making it possible to be free to love again, and how important it is, so that we can again achieve self-love for ourselves and allow the love of nature work through us. It's an incredible process, healing, and life is an incredible process itself. It's all so fascinating. And if we trust the process and we're willing to do whatever it takes, there is nothing that can prevent us from achieving our goals. So there it is. That's the best I got. I hope that you found benefit from it, and I appreciate so much all of your comments, all of the messages that you wrote, and I hope that you continue to contact me, and I'll do my best I can to address any of your concerns. Visit our website if you're interested in our programs, and I hope that maybe one day we can meet each other in the Amazon rainforest of Peru. I'm sure it will be a profound and memorable experience. So until then, I wish you infinite blessings to you and your loved ones, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that your life continues to unfold for you in magical and mysterious ways that allow you to feel more in joy and love in your lives. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.